Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Level. So today I want to talk to you about how did I buy my property cash while I was living and working in China. I used to work in China as an English teacher for a period of 3 years, 3.5 years, 2.5 years. I can't really recall, but yeah, it was somewhere there, maybe 3 years. Let's just say 3 years. So I lived in a small apartment. It was quite uncomfortable. I was actually planning to move out. I was like, this is not on. I want to live in in an apartment that is big, where I'm comfortable, where I feel at home. That was my plan actually. So I used to just save money. I didn't know what I'm gonna do with the money. The plan was like, I'm just gonna save this money in case I decide to go back to South Africa for good. I'll have some money to do something with my life. But luckily, I've got such an amazing sister. She advised me to buy property in South Africa. So she was telling me to save. So I would save. I'm like, okay, I made this much. She'd be like, no, save more. I'm like, no, this is too much. I've been saving. I have been. So yeah. So yeah, she kept on telling me save, save, save. And I was getting tired of saving. And I was like, no, she keeps on wanting more. Why does she keep on wanting more? But actually, I listened to her. I just kept on saving, and then when she saw like, okay, the money has now grown, she's into properties. She was an agent at some point, property agent at some point, and she bought quite a number of properties, which is very inspiring on my side. So I was like, wow, my sister is buying so many properties. When I grow up, I want to be like her. So yes, I saved about 450,000 rand. Remember, living in China is so cheap. Starting from the food, the clothes, the housing, depending where you are living. Actually, some houses are quite pricey, depending on the city as well. So I managed to save quite a lot of money within 2.5 years. So I managed to save 450,000 rands, and she was like, yes, now we can start looking for an apartment. We can start doing something with this money. And then what she'll normally do, she'll just go to Property 24. Remember, this is something that you can also do by yourself. You don't need someone to do it on your behalf. So she kept on going to Property 24, and then she found this house, in this flat apartment in Mokelneck, Pretoria. And then she was like, oh, this one is so cheap, and it's about 380,000 rands. She was like, we are gonna take this one. And then she called their agent. They decided to meet up to go for viewing. They went to view the apartment, and she was like, I love the apartment. And she took some pictures and sent them to me. I was like, no, this apartment looks so old. I don't like it. I really don't. And she was like, yes, it looks old, but it has lots of potential. Remember, she's been in the real estate for quite some time. It's like it has a lot of potential. If we renovate it, it can actually do something for you. So I was like, okay, this thing's better. Then we decided we're gonna go with it. And then she asked me for the documents that the lawyers needed. We're like, we are buying it, we are interested in this house. The agent was happy, like, okay, I'm getting a sale. So yes, I think they just wanted my ID document. They didn't need a lot of things really. Recently I bought another house using mortgage. The process was so tiring. It was very, very tiring, because they need this, they need that. But when you buy a house in cash, the process is quite simple and is faster, is just straight to the point. So yeah, that's what I liked about buying the house cash. But yeah, luckily that time when we decided to buy the house, I was going back to South Africa to visit my family. I normally go back to South Africa during the Chinese New Year. I'll just go back to South Africa, because remember, in China they don't have festive season like Christmas. They don't really celebrate that. They celebrate their Chinese New Year. That's where I think they have the longest holiday. So yeah, I'll go home every January and towards the end of January, and come back beginning of Feb. Like that was like a 2 weeks holiday every every year. So I was just going home. I didn't know I was gonna be stuck in South Africa because of coronavirus, but yeah, that's a story for another video that I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, so I went home, and then my sister took me to the lawyers. We went to see the house. I got to meet the agent. I got to celebrate, because after I signed those documents, I felt so proud of myself. I felt like I've achieved something. I feel like, I went abroad and this is what I brought. I can see and touch it. So I was quite happy. I also just want to mention the important things when you are buying a property cash. This can be for anyone, whether you are abroad or not. You must know how much are your levies. It's very important, because you need to pay levies every month. So some levies are quite high and some levies are not that bad. So you need to know that part. Very important. You're gonna have to pay for the rates. Municipality will send you an SMS once in 2 months or every month to tell you need to pay this much. I think I'm paying about around 700 and something rents. Is not a lot. And then the other important thing is that when you do have those tenants, if you're gonna rent out the apartment, do have a contract with your tenants where you and your tenants do both sign. So yeah, these are the important things that I think you should really know. You need to go, when you change the ownership, you still need to go to the municipality and tell them, it's no longer this one, it's me now, I'm the owner, like stuff like that. And then even for the water, you need to change the account. You need to go to Constantia if you are based in Pretoria, and if you do use Constantia. I'm speaking for myself because that's what I'm using, but I'm not paying for water and electricity. My tenants actually do pay for that. I'll just receive a statement for water via email, but they also receive it on their end, so I can see if they are not paying. But luckily, my tenants have been paying. They've been loyal, and I appreciate that about them. And then every month I'll receive a statement for the levies. I have to pay for those levies every month. So when my tenants pay the rent, I take part of the rent and pay the levies, and the other money I get to keep for myself. I can be able to do this and that with the money. That is just like an extra money that just comes out of nowhere. So that is like kind of cool. I like that. So I'm planning to renovate my apartment in the year of 2021. That's the project that I'll be working on, so that I can be able to let my tenants pay more for rent, because now they're not paying so much because the apartment is not renovated. But when I do renovate it, they're gonna now start paying more, and it means I'm gonna get more profits than I am getting now. So yes, that was the journey of me buying an apartment cash. It is possible, especially if you are working in countries like China. They're really paying the teachers well. You just have to be disciplined with your money. How did I manage to save that money? So immediately when I get paid, I just send that money home immediately. So whatever that's left And if you see me overspent, you know that this is the money that I am really supposed to be spending, because the one that I needed to save is already saved. So I used to do that immediately when I get my salary in China. I just send it directly to the South African account until it grew to 440,000 rands. Okay, the other important thing is that when you do buy an apartment cash, you still need to pay the lawyers, the people that are going to be doing the transfer of ownership or the change of ownership. You need to set out aside some money, maybe 20,000, 30,000. It depends, it differs all the time. So you need to set that money aside. So I would advise you to actually, yes, do save that money for the lawyers. And then yeah, that's how I actually managed to buy my property cash in South Africa. And it was such a proud moment for me, and I feel like other people should be wise with their finances, especially when you live abroad and you don't know when till how long you're gonna do this teaching thing. Because now I see China is kind of like cutting it out a little by little. So you need to be really wise with your monies, and you need to bear in mind that we are working under contract. Normally you get like a year contract, and then yeah, you don't have any benefits, no provident fund, no anything, right? So you need to be very wise with your monies. Make sure that you spend it wisely, you invest it wisely. Yes, that's all about this video for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you in my next video. Bye bye.